All right. Well, hey, how many of you guys had fun feeding kids today? A couple of us. All right, we'll take that. Well, I know that some of you guys are taking pictures, so again, please make sure that those get posted online because that really does help spread our word. We don't do a lot of advertising, so we leave that up to you volunteers to make sure that that does happen. And let's be real, y'all look gorgeous in your hairnets. Are we right? Are we right? So again, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm sure you would love to know how many boxes you packed this evening. Is that true? Yes. Yeah. So in less than an hour and a half of hard work, which think about it, is really not that long of a time. You guys packed not one, not two, but actually 45 boxes full of food. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Hold on. And for those of you that have never been here before, that's actually quite significant because that's actually 9,720 meals you just dished out in less than an hour and a half. But what that really means is Feed My Starving Children is not going to just give these kids a bag of food and then send them on the way. We want to make sure that they have something hot and healthy to eat every single day of the year. So the feeding programs that these kids are going to be put on are going to guarantee these kids change. And so what 45 boxes of food, but almost 10,000 meals is going to do is provide not one, not two, but actually 26 kids a meal a day for an entire year. Because you thought that being here was worth a little bit of your Thursday night, right? So again, we just really thank you for that, but for these kids as well and our partners, just thank you for just doing what you've been called to do from God. Just really thank you for answering that today. So often we talk about 6,200 kids dying every single day, but what does that really mean? What does that really come down to? What that comes down to is 1 in 9 kids go hungry every single day. What that means is that there's someone, that could be any of us, there's an individual, that's a child, that's a soul, that's someone who has a story, has a face. This is a real child that has been impacted by this. And so we want to take that abstract number and make this very real. So Abdul is one of these kids that I often like to talk about because his story is quite sad, but also quite remarkable in the same way. So here's a child. He was actually 3 years old in a West African country named Burkina Faso. It's one of the 5th poorest countries in the world. And so he was found wandering outside an orphanage. No one really knew where he came from or why he was there. So the orphanage caretakers actually followed him back to his village, where they learned that he was thrown away because his family couldn't afford to take care of him. Many of these kids face that decision where their siblings have passed away or their family members have passed away due to disease, starvation, sickness, dehydration, you name it. So many of these kids, and bear in mind, he's only 3 years old. This is where they find themselves in. So what Abdul was actually taken in to that African orphanage where he was found. And they began to receive some of these meals. And you never imagine that kids that look so helpless and lost, you actually notice his belly is kind of extended down the center. And that's a common sign of lack of protein in these kids' diet. Dehydration also caused the internal organs and the skin to bloat. So it kind of looks like it's kind of seeping out. And that's exactly what it is. So he's actually able to receive some of these meals, begin to receive the love and care that you provided tonight. And just about a year later, this is the same child, but you notice a staunch difference. You notice that he's playing with some tin can drums. You notice that he's not upset. You notice that he's a happy, healthy child. You notice that he's not worrying about where his meals are going to come from, but we're allowing this child to be a child, to learn, to grow, to play. And that's ultimately what we've done for dozens more kids tonight. So again, thank you for just making this a reality for so many kids that eat this man-packed rice. And you can see that he's had such a dramatic difference. You notice that he's got a little bit more hair, but that's also because he's growing older. But that's also a sign that these kids are beginning to live just because you come in and pack these meals. So again, just thank you for making that a reality for so many of them. What I also want to encourage you guys to do is stay in touch with us, and there's 2 ways you can do that. One of those is to pray for our organization. Pray for yourselves that you want to continue to do this. Pray for our mission partners that are receiving these meals. And pray for the families and kids that won't be receiving these meals. So we want to make sure that everyone continues to get a meal, and it only happens through your own hard work. Another thing you can do is volunteer again. I know that most of you guys were already returned volunteers, so definitely invite someone new. It's really the only way that we continue to get more volunteers and donations is through new ones coming in. And then lastly, we need your help donating. Every single thing that we put down that funnel, we have to pay for it, so we use your donations to do it. And when we say that anything is going to help, we really do mean that, because even something as small is going to add up to something much larger. And so I want to show you this quick video that explains a little bit more about that, share a little bit more information, and we'll get you on out of here. Alrighty. So there's a very important reason that we ask you to partner with us and help donate, and it's because there are kids that are all over the world that look something like this. There's kids like Abdu. These are real kids that have stories and names, souls, and they're impacted by you. So we ask you to donate for these kids, not for the staff, not for the organization, but it's for God's kids that we're trying to feed. For every $50, you can purchase one box of food. That's all it takes to cover that. And you can receive one of these cool t-shirts for a donation of $50 or more. To feed a child for an entire year also takes about $80. And so it's relatively low cost of what it takes to feed us for that amount of time. And all we ask is that you do your part. I can even see even some of us already have these cool t-shirts hanging around, so they're like our little models over here. And they do represent those boxes of food being packed. But what we ask you to do is what you can. Because if anyone wants to know what we spent tonight, we spent just over $2,100 on all the ingredients we packed. That might seem like a really big number, but if every single person just did their part, we'd have this entire session covered, no problem. And again, what we're asking you to do is do what you can. Because there are kids that, again, look something like Abdu. And you can be the reason that they come to know Jesus. You can also be the reason that they see another meal, that they see another day. And so all we're asking is that you help impact the lives of these kids in any way that you can. And the last thing that Feed My Starving Children does is, since we are a Christian organization, we do say a blessing over all the boxes and meals that we packed. If you guys would like to join us, that'd be awesome. If praying not your thing, do not worry about it. Totally fine. Behind our boss, you'll see our entire marketplace. You can definitely look at all the items that we have. These are made by the real hands and feet we're serving around the world. We can take donations of any need service hours as well. We can handle those at our cash registers over there. If you do want to say a prayer, we'll gather back on our hairnets. We'll venture all the way down to the far side of the room where we were, so we can gather around the food. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. That's all the time we have today, but definitely sign up for another packing session, and we hope to see you all soon.